You probably subscribe to many things today, so why not subscribe to Border Radio? Unlike other services, we don't tell you how much to pay. You get to choose the amount that helps make the soundtrack of your day possible. Consider becoming a sustaining member with a donation of $10 or more per month. Visit borderradioaz.org to start your monthly donation right now.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined by City Councilwoman Carol Smith. Yeah, raised right here in Yuma, Arizona. And I think she was a registered nurse, or might still be a nurse, because, you know, being a city council person, that's not a full-time job and you don't get paid enough. So you got to do other stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, she's great. And we are also going to be talking to, you're going to meet him, Lou Gum.
I've met him.
Oh, yeah, he's right here. He's right over here right now. Yeah, so join us for What's Up Yuma Radio with Blue Gum today, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also stream our show right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page. And email me and Johnny at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, as promised, we have Deputy Mayor Carol Smith. And I got to say something real quick before I go to her. She was saying a lot of nice things about me on the radio show when she got in. So she's allowed back anytime. We need to book her more and more.
She's lying.
Maybe she just needs to visit time to time, tell me a bunch of good words, and then.
Oh, no, don't boost the ego.
Yeah, no, it's like every once in a while you need it. So thank you so much for being with us. And thank you so much for your kind words.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm surprised you didn't record it. It was.
He can listen to it every night before he goes to bed.
Should have. Yeah.
I am awesome.
Yeah,
I can replay it.
So Deputy Mayor makes me think you should have a little star pin on you.
You know, one of my friends bought me one of those, like old timey, like probably at Cracker Barrel or something that says Deputy. I should have worn.
You should have worn it today. I know.
I really missed the boat on that.
So looked into your bio. You're born and raised in Yuma.
Yes, born and raised in Yuma. Lots of my family still lives here. All the way up through high school here. And I left for a few years for college and lived in Phoenix for a bit. And then I've been back here since 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you live in Phoenix? I lived there for 10 years.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I lived in Tempe and then I ended up in Central Phoenix, which I loved.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I lived everywhere, like Mesa, Tempe, Phoenix, like you said, like all over. Yeah. I just couldn't stay put.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I ended up back
and I ended up in Chandler, really. I liked Chandler the most.
It is nice. Yeah. And then, I was going to have some kids and I wanted them back in Yuma with the family.
So obviously being born and raised in Yuma, you figured it's a nice place to raise the kids.
It is. Yeah.
So what neighborhood did you grow up in?
I don't even know the name of the neighborhood, but it's back behind El Pueblecito. I know that.
Okay. So I think you were talking to Ronnie about that.
Yeah, because I kind of went to high school. I grew up behind Pablo's. Yep. So we're like, hey, we were neighbors.
Yeah, we were neighbors. And my parents' house is still there. My mom's still there. Yeah.
So is your parents, are they from here or what?
My dad was from Parker. But he, I think when he graduated college, he was in Yuma ever after that. He was a teacher at Gila Vista for like 43 years or something.
Okay. What did he teach?
The boys PE.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he was a coach of wrestling at Yuma High and baseball, but he was a big wrestling coach and started the junior high wrestling program.
What years was he at Gila Vista? Do you remember?
Way before I was born. And then all the way, he retired once for about a year and then was like, I'm not going to retire. He stayed through it had to be through at least 2000.
Wow.
Yeah. So if he went to Gila Vista and had boys PE, you probably had him.
Yeah, I did go to Gila Vista, but I don't remember who I had. I can't remember.
Everybody remembers Mr. Johnson. He had a big black mustache.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's he was my PE coach. Yep. Yeah. So I do remember him. The mustache.
It's the mustache.
It's the mustache.
Oh, so that's Pops, huh?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And he passed away in 2016 suddenly, but left quite a legacy. And
Oh, absolutely. I liked him.
Yeah.
I hated sports. I hated anything. Like I wasn't a sports guy, but I liked him. He was a nice guy. He was a good good PE teacher.
Yeah.
And didn't make me feel excluded, even though he's like, get up and run, it's
That,
like, eh.
then that was definitely him.
Yeah, it was like that. And I would like, I'm going to do the mile at my pace. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Mr.
Walk it.
Johnson. Yeah, that's
I walked it. I did not run.
It. Yeah. It's like,
No.
I'm not going to run. I have the rest of the periods and I have to go through and I can't be sick and throwing up. So this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And my mom worked for District 1 too. She was the child nutrition director for decades over there.
That's
so
awesome.
in charge of all the school lunch programs, and also was instrumental in the summer free lunch programs for District 1.
Cool.
And so, yeah, I mean,
So what does that mean?
family of
Instrumental in it?
Just building
to
that
making
out.
sure that it was provided every summer.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we used to go swim at Marcus Pool, do water athletics. And then we'd go over to the main cafeteria and have like that good summer lunch with those homemade rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
The mashed potatoes I loved. My kids didn't like them. So I'm like, let me have it.
I'll have them. Yeah. So, from a family of service.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. And so shout out to your mom. Thank you. Because I lived by McGraw. So me and my sisters would go over there and walk over there and get food. And that was our summers. That's how we ate. Living over there in Okie Town.
That's those peanut butter bars.
The peanut butter bars. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Those things are so good.
Oh, and those cinnamon rolls.
Oh, my goodness. Now I'm hungry.
All right,
Can somebody go get us something real quick?
I'm
Go
leaving.
visit us.
I'm going to go eat.
Yeah. So Yuma, you moved back? What did you leave? Did you leave to go to school?
I did.
Okay.
I graduated from Yuma High and I went up to NAU and I got a business degree and then moved down to Phoenix. Quickly realized that wasn't for me.
So business degree.
Yeah, in hotel and restaurant management.
Okay,
wow.
and that's the field you wanted to go in, or you thought you wanted to go
I
in?
thought I wanted to go in it and work
can I
like
ask
at a
why?
resort,
Oh,
like
okay.
somewhere.
Well, resort, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Bahamas.
But it turns out you don't start out like that.
Yeah, it's like, you're gonna
You're
go.
like at the Holiday Inn.
You're like Gila Bend. There's a hotel over there. You're gonna
the
go over
alien space boat.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I actually ended up working at Karsten Golf Course on the ASU campus, which is no more, but it was a very famous golf course. And so I worked there, which you could also golf for free, which was great.
Oh, cool.
If you were an employee. But I quickly realized that was not the life for me. And my mom was right. So you were right, Mom. So I went back to
said,
school.
I told you.
Yes. And got my bachelor's in nursing from Grand Canyon. And so I became a nurse and passed my license and became a nurse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she always want you to be a nurse?
She
And why
said
did she
that.
think that life wasn't for you?
I don't know.
She didn't
She's
want
just
it for
that
you.
would be a good idea for you. And she has good ideas. So
Okay.
I did that and I moved back home at that time to Yuma and have been at On Vita ever since. And I went back and got my master's from the U of A. in
Okay,
nursing as
so
well.
did you have that
Wow.
job lined up when you moved back, or
No.
was that something you're moving
So
back?
when
That's what
moved
we're
back.
doing.
Yeah.
Then I need to find a
Yeah.
job.
I'm like, okay, I passed my license. I'm going to find a job. And I always thought I'd work with adults. Like,
Okay.
always thought I'd work with adults. And I actually grew up going to Fort Yuma Indian Health Center. So, because my dad is Native American. So we went
Okay.
up there and got healthcare. And I thought, I want to give back someday to that. And so I applied all over. And I, once again, just thought, I'll just get a job.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
It's so
that's what you
easy.
do.
Yes.
You get a degree and you get a job.
It's handed to me, actually.
Right. They'll want me. And I actually got offered an interview in the NICU when it was YRMC at the time. And I thought, I don't know anything
Yeah.
about babies, And so I interviewed and I was put in the right place. That
Oh,
was just
really?
like,
Okay.
Oh, I can't imagine having done anything else. So I really can't.
What was it about the NICU that immediately captured your heart?
It was tough, right? Like it was a struggle. It's so much to learn, but the trust that parents put in you when they leave there to go home, because sometimes you have to go home.
Yeah.
And the
That's right.
trust that somebody gives you to take care of their very fragile,
Yeah.
vulnerable, sick child is like that's like the biggest honor you could have.
Exactly.
And so, and the people, the girls that, and we do have a guy that works in there too, but they are some of the most committed, talented, kind people I have ever been around in my life. Yeah.
So the coworkers on top of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
dealing with the parents and Wow. So my son was born 2.5 months, 2 months premature. Yeah, 2 months. And he
okay.
spent a month and a half in the NICU.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah.
Oh.
So definitely like very scary.
Yes.
I remember when he came out, he was blue. He wasn't breathing. And so my mom worked in the ER forever. So she was there when it happened. And she's like, it's going to be okay. Just go follow them. And they're going to take him to the NICU. It's going to be all right. And he spent his Christmas there. He's a December baby.
Oh, wow.
So we had to go over there and visit, which was really tough. But the staff was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was great there and it made us feel comfortable.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. And you know, we can't take for granted these things that we might think are everyday procedures or movements in there that they're like, oh, we can handle that. But being a parent in there, that's scary and stressful. And even the little things of spending your first Christmas in there. We have nurses who put together these photo shoots because you don't want to miss out on those
I
things.
love that.
Those are just as important to the parents than the actual critical care the baby's receiving, because you do miss out on that. And we have some neat people that make sure they don't.
Yeah. So how long did you spend in the NICU?
11 years. I worked in there
11
11 years. The last maybe 5 years, I was one of the charge nurses. So at the deliveries, I would attend all the deliveries and do all of that. Any sort of high risk and a lot of resuscitating.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I actually teach that life support class, the neonatal resuscitation class, and certify people in it, because a few years ago, I took the nurse educator role. For the NICU and the pediatrics departments at the hospital. So now I'm a Monday through Friday educator, kind of pass the baton.
Oh, a Monday through Friday educator. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So no more shift work. I work night shift forever, which I love. Shout out night shift. You get some serious bonds, you know, at 3 o'clock in the morning with people. You learn a lot about each other.
I've met night shift people. I'm like, you're
Different
weird.
crowd.
No, I'm just kidding.
Totally weird.
But like, I know that's not for me, but I know certain people, like, it's totally cool with them.
I loved it. But so, you know, I got to a space where it was like, I wanted to run for office, and this was, my kids were in school, and this presented itself, and it just, you get to pass the baton of experience, you know, and for me to watch people get those skills, and that there's like this light that turns on, that's what gets me. Like, I love that.
How did running for office even pop into your head? Like, how do you go from NICU nurse, like, I want to be on, you know, work for the city? I don't know.
So I was on Crane School Board first. Okay. And so my mom was on Crane School Board for years, and my kids were in elementary school, still are. And I thought I could serve in that. And how cool to get so involved in the school district and to see what was going on and visit these schools. Because my brain works like, I know my kids are going to be okay. But other people's kids are still my kids. They're still my responsibility in this community to make sure they're okay too. And that's just
that's all those years in the NICU.
It is.
It really is. It's ingrained in you now.
It is. And I've always said, day in and day out, I got to listen to what people have, what they don't have, and what they need. That's pretty cool. Like, that's amazing.
And that position on the school board, that's something you had to run for?
Yes, but it ran unopposed, so it was kind of...
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
They're like, yes.
Well, let me tell you why I was unopposed. It was COVID.
Oh, okay.
No one wanted to do anything.
I was like, I'm a shift nurse, night shift nurse. I have 2 young kids who are now on Zoom school. Oh, yes. I'm on the school board. It was madness.
Oh, wow.
You're like, what did I do?
I'm like, I have people yelling at me. Like,
wrong time to get into that. That's for sure.
So did you do the school board meetings on Zoom?
No, we were in person.
Oh, okay.
Masked up in person. And
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart and doing our part. And then...
Was it hard to hear all the yelling through the masks?
No, it turns out people can yell.
Yeah,
they just go like this. They take it down.
They do, really. Or emails, you know, those would come
Oh my gosh, the emails.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of flack probably just because, COVID, like nobody has answers at that point.
No.
Nobody has anything. We're just trying to do our best.
And we were following what the state and federal government.
Exactly. The state passed things down. The federal government passed these regulations down. And you just have to deal with it. And you're getting yelled at while they're over there like, hey, whatever. You know?
Like in my scrubs. Like, as soon as I leave here, I'm going to work, you guys. Like, I just want to help. But we had the coolest panel, and the administration in Crane, the coolest, the superintendent, she's so neat. Like, we did what we thought was best. That's just what you do collectively. And I was only on there for about a year because I ended up moving out of district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had some life changes
Mhm.
and I moved and bought a house in the District 1 area. And so I had to resign from that.
Okay.
But I just felt like I wasn't done.
Okay.
I wasn't done. And so somebody brought up.
You're like, somebody else needs to yell at me.
I know. You know,
I like winning.
Yeah.
I like winning elections. I
Yeah.
need to go.
Let's get a little further in the deep end. And so city council was coming up and someone mentioned it to me. And I was like,
Can you say who that somebody is? Do you remember?
I remember Charlene Fernandez
Okay.
had mentioned that to me at the time. And she was trying to get me to get interest.
Mhm.
Some of my other friends and business owners downtown, like, you should run for this. And everybody was like, what? No,
No, what are you talking about?
I'm not going to do that. And so I thought, well, I could do that.
Mhm.
You know, and so I watched a lot of this. I started going to city council meetings. I'm like, this is fascinating. And this is like a really good way to serve my community. But as a
Mhm.
working single mom, like who clocks in and out of
Yeah.
her job, every decision I make is going to be for the benefit of my community, not for me.
Mhm.
You know, so I wanted to see someone that I could relate to.
Yeah.
You know, and so we ran for office. Me and like
Wow.
my, very supportive group of girlfriends that were helping me have parties and little socials and gathering
cool.
donations and pounding signs in. And
Mhm.
and slowly we got, we got the support of the Firefighters Association
Mhm.
and then the Fraternal Order of Police, because I have a big love and commitment to supporting our public safety. So we did it. It was real grassroots. Well, you remember.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to find out how you end up as deputy mayor and more. We're going to do that right after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
You're tuned to 94.7 FM. I'm Juan Garcia with the KAWC Newsroom. The weather forecast for Yuma today is partly sunny, then gradually becoming sunny with the high near 99. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 81. A Yuma Town Hall event with Senator Ruben Gallegos scheduled for this week has been postponed due to recent security threats. For more information, visit kawc.org/news. Stay tuned for more What's Up Yuma with Johnny and Ronnie on 94.7 FM, KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. So we're talking, you decided I'm not getting yelled at enough and I like to win, so I'm going to run for office. And you got your girlfriends together. You said you got some socials going on, raised some money, pounded in the signs, and you got elected.
I got elected.
Yeah.
And the forums, well, if you saw any of those forums, I know it's really exciting to go listen to.
It's my favorite thing to do.
I love it. But it was
You love what? No, what do you love?
The forums.
like the forums.
But running, you like it when you're
Oh.
running the forums?
Or just to go, period.
Just go watch
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, to go
I
watch
don't
them.
wanna be
Can you
on-
explain to somebody like me, like what's like, is it just when people go talk?
So it was a panel. There were several of them, but basically the panel of the candidates,
Mhm.
and then they'd be asked questions, and whether they were like, you knew the questions beforehand, which we never really did. It was
Okay.
usually just like on the fly, and so you would answer it, and if somebody else had to interject and say something, then they could say it, or you could pull your red card or whatever the cards were. I was just like shaking.
Yeah.
And I remember we had this my very first one, it was a big one at AWC, and it was like the crowd was full.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all people like my parents' age, because that's generally what's coming to forums. And they're very invested in politics. And I swear I got like every finance question out there. And I was like,
I do not know.
Me.
Yeah, those are tough. Like, how are you supposed to have those?
Right? Like, I've done budgets, but I'm brand new to this role.
Yeah.
I will tell you, leaving there, I got stopped by several people who said, it's so refreshing that you said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's good.
Not my area of expertise. And you just didn't try to make stuff up.
Exactly.
And so I thought, just
be honest. Yep.
Be
genuine. Be authentic.
I have a lot to learn, and I still learn all the time. But I think people can see right through you.
Yeah. Like, you're lying.
Just up there making stuff up.
Yeah.
So at that time, that's when the position also became available, or how'd that work? Was the position first, and then you said, now I have time to run?
It was just about the same time, you know?
Okay.
And I remember when I was applying for the educator job and we were talking and interviewing, and I said, well, I also am going to run for office. So can we be flexible in that? You know, because I plan to win, you know, I like to win.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so it's really great. The meetings and stuff are in the evening, and occasionally there's things in the middle of the day, but it's pretty flexible because it is a blend of, you know, representing just who we are. Right. So, and a lot of stuff I do with my water safety program, that works. Like that is not just city service, but on Vita as a partner in that. So there are like these couple of crossover things that I do.
Exactly.
But for the most part, it's after work or on the weekends, do a lot of weekend stuff for the city.
So what does a deputy mayor do?
That's a good question. Besides wear, you know, my little badge.
You got your guns on your hips. You're like, pew, pew.
Yes. So I stand in sometimes, like the other night I ran the council meeting because mayor wasn't there. And then sometimes I'll go read proclamations. If he's not there, I'm the backup. I'm the backup mayor, basically.
You're like the VP.
I'm the VP. Yeah.
Awesome.
So deputy mayor, a lot of people call it vice mayor.
I like deputy.
Yeah, I do too. Sounds like
Hey,
real
whatever.
rural Arizona.
Yeah.
Where's your cowboy boots?
I know. Like, I'm gonna step it up.
So do you remember what your first meeting was like? The first time you're behind the...
Oh, yeah.
Like, you
Dias.
held the title and you're like,
Yes.
okay, they're all staring at me.
Yes, I do remember. And I was just so thankful I wasn't on the end.
Okay.
You
Why?
know, because that's the start of the vote.
Oh, gotcha.
You
So do
know?
you remember what the vote was? Or what was on? Oh, okay.
She blacked out.
But
Yeah.
I will tell you, like, I've always made sure I do my homework.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility, right, to represent people by doing my homework. But I didn't want to be asking questions of stuff that was so clearly spelled out for us.
Sure.
Had I read that,
Yeah.
and you know, it happens. You might miss something, but
Mhm.
I had been in attendance of so many council meetings for so long that I was like, okay,
Was that
know the flow.
hold on.
So you're already experienced. Go
but
ahead.
Are you weird, or were you going there to prepare?
both.
Wow, you're both.
And she owns it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and like I said, like it must be genetic or just watching, you know, my parents serve in different ways. But the older I got, the more I was invested. And we know how influential local politics is. Really,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's the day-to-day stuff that affects our community. So if I was going to run, I was going to be taken seriously.
Yeah. So,
I like
okay,
that.
you're doing your research there as well. And because city council, Ronnie, have you been to one?
No.
We're going to ask her in a bit what they're like, but yeah, they're not fun.
I think I've seen like a video and I'm like, why would I go?
Yeah, they're not
Just
fun.
kidding.
And some people will go on and say some
Yeah.
crazy stuff. I'll just say that. I'll
Yeah.
censor
How do you
myself.
deal with the crazies?
You know?
Well, usually when people want to share their opinion or
Yes.
they get elevated, is what I like to say.
Yeah.
Like
You have
I'm a
not put up a
politician,
stop
right?
sign by my street in 10 years.
Yes.
Like, they're so mad.
So I always say, like, if there's an issue, to email us, because, you know, always start
Yeah.
there, whatever. Call to the public's fantastic, right? Like, you come, you get your 3 minutes to talk about what you want to talk about.
3 minutes.
But because it's not an agenda related item, we can't converse back and forth.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying what you have to say.
say what
but
you
we
gotta
really
say,
can't
but sit
talk to you
down.
about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do they get on the agenda?
Well,
An email?
it depends what the issue is.
Okay.
Right. But very often when people come and talk to us, we can, a lot of people just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
then if it is an issue, sometimes we just don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
And so I can pass that on. We have incredible staff at the city who takes care of things pretty quickly. So a lot of times doesn't even need to be agendized.
Okay.
It can just be
Like
conversations.
worked out.
Mhm,
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Gotcha. But you
Yeah.
do still have to deal with the crazies.
Yeah. So we still get yelled at from time to time and screamed at, and
Just like, thank you.
yeah, like I've been followed in parking lot. It's
Are you
wild.
serious?
Yeah. Mhm.
Well,
I'd be
but I think
scared.
every city council person has been
Yeah.
followed in
Oh,
a
yeah.
parking lot.
Mhm.
you
Yelled
know?
at,
Mhm.
Yeah.
thrown.
Yeah.
Have anything been thrown at you? Anything been thrown at you?
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good.
Knock on that.
Usually it's just they follow the parking lot and then
Yeah.
have something like I got into it
Oh, my
back in
goodness.
with like Jack Kretzer. I don't know if you remember that name at
Mhm.
all. Was
Mhm.
really big into finding everything he could find out about everything.
Mhm.
And
Nosy.
I actually like help people run campaigns.
Yeah.
I've ran quite a few campaigns and stuff. And there's a post going viral right now of me from 2013 saying, I want to be the mayor one day. Right. And it's like 350 likes. And I look back and I'm like, I don't like city council meetings. Like, I can't do this. This is
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
It takes a certain person to
Yeah.
actually do that
Mhm.
and have a certain heart and listen to the community. So
Correct.
what is a typical meeting like for you?
Well, it depends what's on the agenda, but we have a work session the night before. So oftentimes that's where we have our big like meat and potatoes discussion, right? Like those are just the back and forth, and it's always the agenda of the next day.
Mhm.
So a lot of times the work is done at that work session, all the conversations. And so when on Wednesday at our city council meetings, we might move through that quicker, and people might say like, they don't really talk about it. Well, we're doing
Well,
it the
because
night
you did it before.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And so people can still get up and talk on certain items, but we had a good one the other night, and there was a lot of robust conversation in relation to an ADA item,
Mhm.
right?
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm following that one.
Yeah, and it was cool though. It was like, we hardly ever have these back and forth or tie votes or, and so it was really, really interesting. And we heard a lot from our community.
Oh,
on
really?
that.
A lot of people
Oh,
from the
yes,
community came
yes.
out. Oh, okay. I didn't know
I
that
heard
part.
a lot. We heard a
Wow.
lot in person, a lot of emails, things like that. So that's important.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I want to say something on it. The reason why I know or think about it is because I sit at the Starbucks over here at AWC, and it's right next to the elevator, and that elevator only works 3 days out of the week.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes, only. So I'm thinking if everybody has to put in the elevator, my goodness, because I know my brother-in-law is the electrician here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like $1,000 every time they call him out.
Oh,
They have to
that-
spend. Yeah. So, and he's out here. The elevator guy is literally out here every week
Yeah,
because he's fixing it. It was broke 4 days out of the week.
yeah,
That
Anyway.
sucks.
yeah. There's so many avenues and so many passionate thought processes, right?
Yeah.
That go to so many issues, and sometimes we don't hear that or we don't
Mhm.
think about it ourselves because maybe
Yeah.
we haven't experienced it ourselves in a lot of
Mhm.
different things. So I love when people reach out to me from no matter what their opinion
Yeah.
is on
No
something.
matter
Yeah,
if they're mad,
absolutely.
happy, sad.
Exactly.
Just reach out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when you ran, did you think one day you'll be deputy mayor? And do you think one day you'd want to be mayor?
Well, good question.
Mhm.
I want to continue to serve in a political office.
Okay.
And I
Nice.
feel like right now I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Good.
Mhm.
Now I can line out the future or say like, this is what's going to happen. I'll be local for at least until my kids graduate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're
whatever
only
that
like
is.
little.
Yeah.
Well, you still got about 6 more years.
Yes, I got about 6 more years. And so I plan to run maybe on a state level at that time.
Okay.
But,
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
We're talking to the future governor here.
I would only hope. I try to
I love
bring
it.
like, a real sense of empathy to what I
Yeah.
do and look out for the well-being of people in my community. And
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
if people realize that or see that about me or could say that about me, then I've done my job. But we'll see where it takes me. But I'll be running for city.
So
next
you'll be
year.
here for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to help serve
Yeah.
the community. And
Yeah.
obviously on that state level, you mentioned Charlene.
Yeah.
So you have people in your corner that know what it's like, the experience
right.
and how to get there.
Right.
So that's great.
And the city council here, we have beautiful relationships with our state representatives.
Nice.
Whatever. Now, my seat right now is nonpartisan, but
Yeah.
Mm.
we have beautiful relationships with people all over
Mhm.
the state because we work really hard to keep Yuma in the spotlight. Like Yuma
Yeah.
matters, right?
Mhm.
It's a
That's
big
right.
city.
Mhm.
And so we're constantly doing work with other people. So making those relationships is important.
So what
Yeah.
are some of those works or some of those things that you feel like that you've accomplished or something you're really proud about?
One of the things I'm very proud about is the Greater Yuma Water Safety Alliance. It's a
Okay.
mouthful, GYWSA. In 2023, we had a few pediatric drownings. in our community that are devastating, right? They're devastating for the families. First and foremost, they're devastating for the first responders. They're devastating for everybody in our community. We all know somebody who's lost somebody. Or if you don't, a first responder that's tried to resuscitate a life or save a life. So we've put together this coalition that has just grown beautifully, and it's the city and all the hospitals and the county and the fire department, the police department. And we do a lot of outreach and education. And each month I teach a water safety and CPR class for free to our community.
Nice.
Yeah, and give them a life jacket for their child. So it's a passionate project of mine that I hope people see as a commitment to the well-being of our
and
kids.
it's definitely really important here. It's hot. So that's what you want to do. Yeah, you want to be in the water.
We have a pool. We have a fence. Check it multiple times a day to make sure it's locked. And our daughter has her vest on. She's only 4.
Right.
We're teaching her to swim. It's terrifying.
Yeah. And so there's other things that go in that, like ensuring that the city has these codes in place. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do CPR, but what can we do in our community? Yeah. So that, along with all the affordable housing and all those other important pieces, right? And I work a lot with public safety and ensuring that we have the adequate growth of, let's say, our fire department to meet the
demand,
needs of our community. But everybody's looking out for that. It's not just Carol Smith. You know, we collectively see the needs of our community and try to address them best we can.
Anything in the future that you would like to see happen or be addressed, or anything on your radar?
Oh gosh, all the time, all the time. We're looking at housing all the time. And the city of Yuma is making a lot of moves to make things more accessible for people, things that we want to make sure that we can do locally. And we don't have this like overarching state government trying to tell us what to do, because we already work really hard to get people what they need. So we're constantly looking at that. And I would say that's one of the big things, because that affects everybody.
Housing. So that's
like building, or like, what do you zoning?
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
Just the affordability of it, the attainability of it,
Oh yeah. So it's crazy right now.
It's crazy. And so, you do have houses available, but can you afford it? Like,
no. It's just a no for me. It's a no.
And I've read that the younger, this next generation, they're almost like they give up. They're
it's
like,
just too much.
I'm not going to.
I'll live with my mom.
Yeah. And I see that. I see that a lot now. It's like, and even the parents have kind of resigned. Even like my own family members, it's like, they're just going to live here for like, almost forever.
Right.
It's like, really? My cousin has a whole house full of all of his kids.
Yeah.
And they're all old enough to move out, except for the youngest. But it's like, no, this is just life now.
Right. Well, it's also like most of the rest of the world, right? Yeah. Intergenerational homes. We're just not used to that.
We're not used to it. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Since you brought that up, I think intergenerational homes is actually better.
So do I.
But,
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
You all get to grow up together and be a part of. I like that.
And get that wisdom from grandma and grandpa, like while you can. That's important. Right. It's like, I think that's definitely.
But look at the city of Yuma. They're letting me build a accessory dwelling unit on my property, like let grandma live in the casita, like all of those different things. So, but along with that is having high skilled jobs here, having those education pipelines, like those are it's all interconnected, so if we can keep people here, give them a high paying job, give them the skills to, get that job, then maybe they can afford a house too.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someday.
Stick around.
So before we go, if somebody wants to get involved or they need something, reach out. What's the best way to handle that?
I think emailing us at the city is always a good way. Social media, you can always send me a message. I have a social media for my Carol for Council. It's called Carol for Council. I always get messages on there, or email me at the city, carol.smith@yumaaz.gov. But I'll always get back to you. I think that's my job. That's my duty, is to listen to my community and respond.
Or go to those sessions. What are they called?
The city council meeting?
Like the sessions.
The sessions, like
that's what I'm calling them.
You're going to have to go to one now, Ronnie. That's going to be education. You got to check
I'll
it
try.
out.
Yeah.
No promises.
Right. And we're starting a youth government program. I'm in the works of doing that.
I like that idea. Like teenagers,
get involved and present what is important to you guys. Where do you see the problem? So getting them involved and see how the city works.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
young.
Keep an ear out for that because that's coming soon.
Okay.
Awesome. We got an
Exclusive.
exclusive. And then we're going to have to get you back in 6 years to get the next exclusive. What
Yes.
state
When
government
she's
position?
president.
Yeah. What is she going to run for? I don't know. We're going to leave you hanging for the next 5 years
Yeah,
or so.
you give president energy. You just do.
Yeah, she's going to take over the world.
you.
Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Come back anytime and tell me nice things about the show. I appreciate that as
Oh
well.
my goodness.
And after this break, we're going to come back with our very own Lou Gum. Yes, he's going to be joining us. So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Yuma Community Theater will present Roald Dahl's Matilda, the musical, October 9th through the 11th at 7 p.m. and October 12th at 2 p.m. at the historic Yuma Theater. Matilda is the tale of a gifted young girl unappreciated by her parents who develops the ability to solve her problems. Details and tickets are at yumashowtickets.com.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. Join us on Wood Songs this week. We have Kelly Baker, an amazing New York City blues performer laced with the spirit of Appalachia, and Reese Shadd, a storyteller, instrument maker, and a finger-picking guitar master. Both artists and more on this week's broadcast of the Wood Songs Old Time Radio Hour.
Tuesday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
I am Daniel Kaur, proud president of Arizona Western College. I value what KAWC brings to my life. I value being able to turn on the radio, and even if it's for a short snippet, get caught up on the news of the day. There's a credibility to KAWC that I think is so important, especially today. I love being a sustaining member because I don't need to think about it. It's just once a month. It's easy, and it's a good investment. Please join me as a sustaining member, ideally, if not a one-time contribution at 877-838-5292. If you prefer, get online at kwc.org. It's secure, it's easy, and join me as a sustaining member of this valuable community resource. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniel Kaur, proud president of Arizona Western College. You are listening to KAWC 88.9 FM, and it's a great day to be a Matador.
The Yuma County Library District will present the Manhattan Short Film Festival at 6:30 p.m. on September 26th at the historic Yuma Theater. Attendees can view and vote for their favorites of the films, which were selected from approximately 1,600 entries from 75 countries. More information about this event and others is at yumalibrary.org.
Hey, you want to hear a secret? Every week, the Retro Cocktail Hour digs deep into the record library for space-age bachelor pad music, tiki tunes from the 1950s, TV crime, jazz, swing and soundtracks, and more. It's not your father's record collection. Oh, wait. It is your father's record collection. The Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio, KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. And as promised, Lou Gum is in the building.
Wow.
He's kind of always in the
Every
building.
day, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always
I'm
here.
like, wait, I say hi to you like every day.
Yeah, his office is right there.
I
So
walk
we
right
always,
by him.
Not unique.
but you're in this. You're in our hemisphere.
Yeah,
You're in
you don't
our
come
neck
over
of the
here
woods,
much.
I
you
don't.
know.
And you've taken over the studio too, so I'm rarely in here.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes.
Anymore.
Oh, I apologize.
We're
I
like a
remember-
parasite.
I was waiting for that apology.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking. I swear to you, I was thinking about that today. I was
Really?
thinking about, I was like, I remember when I first got here, they were like, we're going to tear everything down because Lou uses this room and this and that. He has this.
Oh, that
And
was you they were talking
That
about.
was him. Yeah.
I have big ideas.
Oh, and
I always
like,
have big ideas.
This might
and
go bad,
no,
Johnny. No,
I
I'm just
know,
kidding.
but we'll see.
No,
I
no.
hope not.
It's
But-
your show.
yeah.
What am I going to do?
Okay, but then also,
Edit me.
Lou is the reason why I have a show here because he was the first one I contacted after Troy told me. He's like, yeah, go pitch it to him. And I've ran into Lou a time or two.
Nice.
And I said, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, I think Dave would like it. So you should get that
And he
meeting.
did.
And this is why
Thanks,
we're
Lou.
here.
Yeah,
That's why
said,
I'm here. Thank you.
Mock it up and let's see what you got. And it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lou, what'd you say you do here? Our sister station, KAWC,
yes.
and that's a reference from Office Space. So
Oh,
yeah, never mind.
Sister station?
KAWC. Yeah. So is that what you're supposed to say? Sister station?
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Could it be a brother station? I don't know.
Yeah. Music service versus news, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the news and operations director. Operations, not so much anymore because we have Anthony who handles so much of our production stuff. So it's kind of a throwback to my title that we could probably amend at some point. Although I can load a show if we need to.
If necessary.
If push comes to shove.
I can load a show. I can get the promos. I can check the satellites. I can do certain things.
Wow.
But Anthony does those things much better than I am. So I'm news and operations. So pretty much news. And we work primarily on our show, Arizona edition for Saturdays. And we're weekend airing and try to do some features and just kind of keep up with stuff, as we go.
So I was doing some research on you.
Uh-oh.
You're from Tucson.
Yeah.
So Arizona native. What brought you to Yuma?
Yeah, not quite a native. I'm a military brat. So
okay.
my dad was Air Force. So I was actually born in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Chanute Air Force Base. I believe it's no longer there. Chanute near Rantoul, Illinois. The only thing we did move back there. So we moved away when I was maybe 6 months old, and we moved back there for like officers training school for 6 months when I was in 3rd grade. So that was my only experience with Rantoul, Illinois, and I saw the ice capades, I think, in Champaign. But no, my parents are from Seligman and Ashfork, Arizona, which is up in northern Arizona, right along the I-40 corridor. So they're pretty much dead even between Flagstaff and Kingman.
Oh, okay.
So 2 small towns, 24 miles apart, competing bar owners. My grandparents. Yes, my grandfather owned the Arizona Bar in Ashfork, Arizona for many years. He died in 1977. Marshall Trimble, who's the poet of Arizona, actually worked for my grandfather and did some stuff for him in Ashfork. And then my grandmother owned a bar called the Black Cat Bar, which is still there in Seligman, Arizona. It's not owned by my family anymore. My mother ended up owning that for another 20 years or so later. So I've been coming back and forth to Arizona all my life. So I consider myself a native.
Yeah, okay.
And then my dad finally got stationed to Davis-Monthan in about 4th grade. And then I just stayed in Tucson.
So the bar business never interested you? It seems to run in your blood.
The family business.
Very naturally to a late night schedule in my blood, but no.
Yeah.
My dad was, much more, military.
Okay.
So
you're not going to do that.
How'd you end up here in Yuma then from Tucson?
Well, I had met Dave Reek, our general manager in, this is a long story. Sorry. I met him at KNAU in the late 80s as a young debater. I was a debater in college.
Is that what got you into this? Is that the debating? Is that?
Well, I could speak, and I heard at KNAU they were looking for people who could just speak. So I got a job at KNAU as a classical music DJ.
Oh, okay.
So I did a couple nights a week of classical music DJing, and then I kind of did some stories out of that just on the arts and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of where I got my taste of radio, and I loved it. And it was a lot of fun. Back then, we used to have to turn the transmitter off at midnight, though, and turn it on at like 5 a.m. So you had to get there early and warm up the transmitter and push all these buttons and get it on. And then
what's this, the 30s? What are we talking about now?
I'm like, what's a transmitter?
80s, late 80s, 90s.
Yeah, okay.
So that was a lot of fun. And then Dave ended up down here. He'd been at KNAU for years, and he ended up taking the GM position down here back in 2006 or 7, something like that. And he needed a morning edition host. And I was at this time in Phoenix and just kind of rambling around. I was finishing up school. I was one of those people who went back to school late and finished late, but I was finishing up my bachelor's.
Oh, okay.
And he said, yeah, I'd like to hire you. And then the college wouldn't interview me because I hadn't finished my degree yet. I didn't even have my associates yet. So I was months away from my associates. So I finished my associates, and they'd finally agreed to
they're like, we'll meet with this Lou guy.
I took this job as just as morning edition host in 2009. And for the first 6 months, I was finishing up my bachelor's at ASU while I was working here.
Okay.
So that's and Dave just needed some help. So I came down, and now I'm, that's 2009.
So were you doing news
years.
at the other place, or were you still a DJ?
No, I was in school before I came back. I had kind of kept my hands in radio. I'd lived in Boston for a while, and so I did engineering at an AM station there. It was a really cool AM station. They sold all their time. So someone would come in and they would literally give me cash and I would put it in the safe and then I'd say, you can go on the air.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting model.
If they needed an engineer, I would engineer for them. And usually they were playing records. And these were shows. It was in Boston, so it was very multicultural. There was a Haitian hour and an Irish hour. And they would come in and it was a party for them. So they'd bring food and it was a blast. So I stayed in radio.
Just a little bit, okay.
No, I worked in publishing and then I don't even remember what I was doing when I was in school. I worked like 3 jobs, libraries and whatever I could to get through my degree. I had lived in Boston for a while and realized I hadn't finished school. And if you've ever been to Boston, like everyone in Boston has multiple degrees.
They have all the other kinds.
And everyone is in school or going, or going back to school. Schools, there's 74 schools in the Boston metro area. It's crazy. Colleges.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've got to go back. So when I came back to Arizona, yeah, it just felt like I was going to hit a wall.
Yeah.
And I was working in publishing. I was working at Houghton Mifflin Publishing too. And I was an editorial assistant and I knew I was never going to be more than an editorial assistant.
It wasn't your calling.
It wasn't my calling, no. You know, I love radio. I love, the things I love about radio, people think I love news. It's not, I don't love news.
I know you. I know you. So I know you don't love news. But
it's not for you.
I wish.
But you have to report on Dave Earmuffs. Is he Dave back there?
He's over there. Yes, I see his shirt.
Yeah. So I just love radio. I love the process of it. I think you have the same feeling, you guys here. It's just fun. And
I love that there's like anything can happen.
Right.
That's what I love. Like I cannot have a job where I do the same thing every day. I am bored out of my mind. So we come here and we're always like, what are the guests going to be like? What are we going to talk about? Or like my microphone fell one day. Like
it is. And it, it feels good knowing that you're communicating with people, right? That, I mean, I take the responsibility of it.
Yes.
Seriously, not just because I do news, but because I think anyone who goes on the air has to, bring their best self.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you remember when you first cracked the mic here and doing that morning edition?
Oh, so nervous. I hadn't been on the radio in a while. And Dave knew what I could do. So he kind of, like, we've trained other people since, and we give them a lot more time.
You're like, they just threw me in.
You were an experiment.
It was, and back
then
he
just trusted you a lot.
He did, and we were very hands-on in the morning. So now a lot of it's pre-recorded before they go on the air, or a lot of the news is pre-recorded. Back then, it was more. I came in the morning. I didn't know what we had. I wrote up a newscast. I gave a newscast. I did all the breaks live.
Oh, wow.
And the whole morning just flew by. And I loved it because it was 3 hours, but it was like boom, 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 boom,
flew
boom.
by.
And by 9 o'clock, you felt so accomplished, right? You felt like you really
when people are just waking up, you're like, I'm done.
Yeah. And so 9 was like, I get a break now because I just put in 3 hard hours. And I loved it. I love the clock of it, the demand of it. And again, just the responsibility of, feeling like you're doing something important. And
can I ask you how you felt when you moved to Yuma?
I thought it was so funny that so many people were like, why'd you move to Yuma?
That's the usual question.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah. They want to know how you got here. Yeah. How did you land in our town?
Why are you in Yuma? And they ask it with such a tone.
Yeah, there's a whole tone to it.
So what brought you to Yuma? Like, wow, your self-esteem is
you're breaking me down a little bit. But did you like the town? Or was it like small? Or
well, what I really loved about this opportunity and still love about this opportunity, and the reason I've stayed so long, is I like the size of it. I like the scope of it. I don't like big.
Yeah, me either.
I did Boston for a while. I lived in DC for a while in my 20s and 30s, and that was a blast. I'm so glad I did. I'm glad, but I always knew I would go home. First time I went to DC, even though DC doesn't have skyscrapers like New York or Boston even, I was just like, this is only a piece of sky. I like sky around me.
Yeah.
I like to have sky all around me. I like open. And I had only been to Yuma once. I was I won the regional optimist oratorical contest in my junior year of high school, and junior or sophomore year. And I had to come to Yuma for the state finals, and I got second.
Yes. Well,
but I had a bunch of older people come up to me after and go, "You should have won.
You should have won."
So you won.
And I'm not holding on to that or anything.
Was that like a debate type format too, or just like you up there and you just have to talk?
It was a speech about service, and so I think there were like 4 of us from around the state that were in the finals, and it was boys and girls. And I got second. But I thought I gave a pretty good speech. I remember I screwed up something I screwed up a line in it.
It was the one thing.
That was it. That's all that doomed you forever. No, you're doing good for yourself.
Yes.
You're awesome.
You recovered, and that's what it's important.
You recovered from that moment.
We're going to take a break, though. We're going to take a break, and we are going to come back with more from Lou Gum, and we're going to find out what he has going on here as well. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Theme music's so much better than mine.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
Hear the rhythm. Feel the beat. Let your curiosity run away on the Latin Alternative. Hi, I'm Josh Norrick. Every episode of the Latin Alternative takes you on a thrilling rendezvous of sonic and exotic landscapes in Latin rock, funk, hip-hop, electronic, and tropical music. Join me and my co-host Ernesto Lechner on the Latin Alternative.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
Monster Mash, a Halloween party benefiting Hospice of Yuma, will take place on October 31st at the Hilton Pivot Point Center. The event will include dancing, a raffle, appetizers, and contests with prizes. Details, tickets, and sponsorship information is available by calling 928-343-2222.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We're here with Lou Gum. We found out a little bit about his history, how he ended up in Yuma. And I want to just go back to and I mentioned this off air, the debating thing. So that's what kind of, it seems like that's what got you into being able to be a public speaker. Would that be?
Yeah, I dropped into an advanced English class as freshman year of high school. And it was a speech and debate class.
Speech and debate.
Had no idea. I thought I was taking like modern rhetoric or something because I was, good with words. And I ended up in speech, and that changed my life.
Wow.
Everything I have in my life, everything I've succeeded at was because of that.
That's cool.
That's awesome. What was it about it? Like,
it taught me to stand up and speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, when I see young people get nervous about doing speeches and stuff, I'm like, oh God, you got to get over this. It is everything.
For your own development.
It is everything.
Whoa.
I can go into any job interview and I felt confident. I could go into any situation and feel confident because I could stand on my own 2 feet without my knees knocking and keep, and here's a little trick. If you're really, really nervous and you're shaking and you can't present in a way that you want to, just squeeze your toes. Squeeze your toes in your shoes.
Squeeze your toes. I'm going to squeeze them right now.
Squeeze them. That burns off adrenaline. So it takes the shake away. It takes the edge away from you a little bit.
I'm going to remember that.
And, it changed my life. And then I went to NAU, didn't plan to debate at NAU, actually debated more than I went to class because we were really good. Dave was one of our coaches, and we were an incredibly competitive team around the country, top 5 in the nation. And there were different kinds of debate, value debate versus policy debate, and I leaned toward value debate.
What is value debate?
Yeah,
value debate is, instead of talking about a policy that does something, it's what are the values behind the policy?
Okay.
Is it supporting freedom? Is it supporting security? Is it supporting safety? And then we debate the values.
Gotcha.
Well, maybe there's a better value than safety to make a law about, or maybe there's a better value than security to make a law about. And so, again, very structured. So you take both sides. I think it just forced me to be a thinker. And again, the fact that I could get up or walk into any room and talk to someone and introduce myself and shake my hand or shake their hand, that it was life changing. Kathy Ramage White.
Do you remember what it was?
My speech coach.
In that freshman year that kind of turned the light bulb? Like, what was it? Is it something the teacher said, or what was it? Or it's the first time you got up and spoke, you kind of felt it? What was it?
I was terrified. I think I just did what I was supposed to do. Like she said, we're going to a tournament this weekend. You have to do oral interp and you're going to do an oratory. And I said,
okay.
And I do remember my first speech. I I got the instructions wrong. They said dress up. So you dress up for a debate tournament. I thought we were supposed to dress up in like school spirit. So I'm wearing a total Santa Rita High School Tucson t-shirt.
Everyone's like in suits. You're
yes, everyone's in suits. I'm wearing jeans and this, green and gold
pom-poms.
Santa Rita
no
Eagles
pom-poms
t-shirt, right? So I was dressed wrong, and I remember the first time I had to get up and do it. And people know this feeling. My knees were knocking.
Oh yeah,
knocking. And I don't know how I got through it, and I don't know why I did it again.
Wow.
I don't
There's
know.
obviously something you
well,
liked.
that's an interesting thing because, like you said, knees knocking. You probably want to vomit. You're up there. You're in your school spirit outfit, and everybody else is like, and
What's
you
wrong
do
with
it
this guy?
again.
Yeah.
You do it again.
Yeah.
That's called insanity.
I'm a sucker for talent. So other people were doing it, and they were doing it well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can. Well, wait.
You can do that.
I can do that.
That's
You
right.
can do that.
Why can't I do that?
It's that competition in you.
Yeah.
I like that.
If I'm going to stand up in front of people and do this,
I could do it
I'm going
right.
to do it like them.
That's
I'm not
right.
going to do it like I just did it.
But you had to learn.
I just got better. And, I'll just throw out because I'm feeling cocky. I did win state in oral interp my sophomore year.
Congratulations.
Of high school.
So you went from
Awesome, man.
that to winner.
From knees knocking
Won
to winning
series
state
pros. And then I did it again when I was
Oh.
a junior.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
So cool.
yeah, it was a big deal. And again, life changing. The fact that I could just be in front of people and speak, life changing.
So I have a question. Since debate, and this was a big part in news, you have to be very I wouldn't say dry, but you just have to give the facts, right? Do you miss the debate?
I miss the debate because I miss being that prepared. Because we had one topic all semester. So we'd have one topic all semester. We'd write our affirmative case affirming the topic, and then we'd have to prepare for what anyone else wrote to negate the topic, because you get 8 rounds, 4 on each side when you'd go to a tournament. So I miss being that prepared. I miss knowing everything that was going to be thrown at me, which is not a reasonable way to live in the world, but
but
it's not really logical.
Realistic.
Yeah. It's not realistic.
It's very helpful to be as prepared
But you're
as
saying
possible.
that's what you like, the structure of it.
Yeah, I like the structure of it. I like that it wasn't emotional, that it was, we could have serious, heated discussions, but at the end of it, it was good job.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like you ended as friends.
Yeah. We all had it in common that we were, debaters.
Yeah.
Master debaters. Some would say. Is that good for radio?
Yeah. I'm for it.
Yeah.
So I miss that. I miss the structure of it. I miss being prepared. But I mean, what it taught me was that what I hear isn't necessarily the only way to look at something.
Yeah,
Right?
it definitely other people's perspectives, and definitely. And so with news, you have to kind of be on your toes, because a news story could break, something could happen, you know, like what just recently with Charlie Kirk and stuff, and that can kind of change the whole tone of everything as well.
It can, and it does. And I'm immune to some of it because I'm local. Right. And I take very seriously that we are local news. And I believe that me trying to impart something to you about a national story is just a mistake. Plus, it's not my lane. My lane is local. And I think I've said to you before that I feel like stories that build community are not coming from outside the community.
Yeah, I love that when you told me that.
If you are treating others based on what you saw on the national news or what you think you know from what's going on in the United States of America, then you're making a mistake. You need to get to know your neighbors. You need to get to know your community and the issues that impact your community. That's what builds community.
That's what builds it. And we have to build it. This is all we have. This is us. This is it, So what do you got going on? I know you got your paper in front of you.
I just wanted to tell you about one thing that we've got going on. So Cisco Stargazer is our education solutions reporter. That is a grant funded reporter for the next 2 years. And boy, it has hit the ground running in terms of local education news. And I encourage you to go to kwc.org. But Cisco went to a town hall in Phoenix last week that brought together all of these educators and smart people to talk about the future of education in Arizona. It's called Education Solutions for Arizona. It's the first of its kind, a kind put together by the Arizona Media Association and Citizens Clean Elections and the Arizona Local News Foundation. And we're going to air this hour-long town hall on Saturday at 10 o'clock in Spanish on KOFA and at 11 o'clock in English on KAWC.
Very cool.
And just a great conversation about the future of education in Arizona. And in fact,
probably a lot of insight
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. And it's actually just a snippet of a 2-hour town hall that took place last week. They've given us a couple options, and I thought 2 hours was a little long. So we're going to air this one. But also in conjunction with that, you'll be hearing some reports from Cisco this week on KAWC that are, hyper focused on education. And in fact, Cisco got a great conversation on a podcast that's coming out soon with Jamie Sheldall, who retired after more than 35 years in local education. These are just insights. We can't let these people disappear.
Yeah.
No,
without
absolutely.
finding out
No, get those
what
nuggets.
made their lives a success and what they did for the community.
And I love her name. Cisco
Stargazer.
I love that we're prioritizing education with that grant.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that's really important, and I'm glad that, because I think went around to even to the Yuma Sun and a new reporter over there. So thank you so much for being. This is great. You made your debut.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you.
Come back anytime. You're right down the hall.
Yeah, literally. Just pop in.
It was almost on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So thank you so much. And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Ornelas, Cecilia, Dave Reek, and Juan.
And I want to give a special shout out to my husband. He just started at the San Luis Fire Department.
What up, Bo?
Yeah, he's officially a firefighter. Love you,
Wow.
honey. Congrats. And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And tomorrow's program, we're going to have my boy Scott Gross, who just left the news world, and he's going to be joining us here at AWC.
Yeah.
He's
That's
a
right.
sports and info director right here at AWC.
And we have Jordan and Kimberly from Onvita Health, and they're going to talk mental health. So that's tomorrow. And you can visit, or you can listen to the podcast version anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.